All right, guys, I hate drawn out reviews, so I'm just going to jump straight to the chase. These are the Vidda Pro ventilated pants from Fjallraven, and I've run these for about a year now, through one entire hunting season, about 100 days in the field, as well as dog training in the off season and any other time I need to wear pants. So, needless to say, these pants have gotten quite a bit of wear. My largest criticism of these pants is the cost to the benefit you get from these pants. At $225 for a pair of pants, you expect some really great things. And after that year of ownership, I never got to see those great things. So this might seem a little bit ranty here, but I've got a running theory when we see product reviews. It really comes down to psychology. When people spend a lot of money on something, they're much more likely to overlook the critical aspects or the things that are not great about whatever product it is they bought. Somehow that's a reflection of them in their judgment in buying things, and sometimes they may seem embarrassed when they buy something for a lot of money and it turns out to be a dud. I think that's largely why we see a lot of flattering reviews about these pants, and why very little do we see true reviews about how these pants can be improved. There's no denying it. Maybe it's the aesthetic of these pants, but there's a cult following of people who worship Fjallraven pants. Maybe it's a mark or a symbol of status that if you own a pair of these, you're somehow a great outdoorsman. So with that rant out of the way, let's get into the review and the aspects of this pant that I really have come to dislike. The G1000 material, probably the most famous label for the material of these pants. So G1000 is marketed as a sustainable fabric product. Really, when we dive into the label here, it's 65% polyester, 35% cotton, 63% polyamide, which is basically nylon, more polyester, and then some elastane. It's really the cotton material in the G1000 which makes it take the wax for the water repellency. So if you're not waxing your pants frequently, similar to what old canvas coats used to use, then you're not going to get the water repellency. The wax is kind of a double-edged sword in that when you apply it for water repellency, you lose all sorts of breathability of the pants as well. This is where the pants really begin to let me down. This is a shot of the sun through the pants. You can see how thin and how delicate this material is. These pants have been reviewed by numerous people stating how durable they are, and this has really not been my experience at all. I'm not a guy that runs keys on the inside of my pockets, and these are a look at holes already starting to develop in the pockets. Nicks from the inside of the pants here from a fence crossing. I do have to give it to Fjallraven for taking these into the store and fixing them up with this awesome patch. So customer service is great, but I also don't want to be taking fragile pants into a store and have them mended and fixed every time I get tears. The tears in these pants seem to propagate really easily as well. By far the worst part of these pants is the stretchy elastic material on the inside of the crotch gussets. I don't think this is from anything in particular other than wearing them. I've got both sides of these gussets have blown out, as you can see here in the video. And it's not the elastic material, which is the fragile piece. It's actually the G1000 part that has ripped, which is contrary to what I would have expected. It's great for crotch ventilation, but not much else. The frustrating part for me is that I have pairs of work jeans or Carhartts or Wranglers that have had far tougher use and have lasted much better than these. Sure, you don't get the feature-rich pockets and cool logos, but what really counts is the durability to those garments instead. Personally, I'm going to be blunt. I don't think these pants are worth anywhere near $100. If I was my money and I was spending it again, I would be looking at something like a 511 tack pant, which has cotton in it, if that's really what you're after, cotton in a pant. You can apply the same G1000 wax to those pants as well. They're cotton. It's going to hold the wax for water repellency. However, if I'm going into early season and I need a nice cool pant, it's pretty tough to beat a fast dry, quick dry nylon for how light they are. If we're going into late season for hunting, I'm going to switch over to something like a dedicated hunting pant from a big game company, something like Sitka, something like First Light, and maybe I'll do a review on some of those pants, but they've been far more durable. For a real budget option, it's really tough to beat a pair of Carhartts. Sure, they're not nearly as cool, but like we talked about, there are some cool options like a nylon quick dry pant instead. The last thing that really bugs me is the use of logos companies put on garments. Here we have the Finnish flag proudly displayed on the side of the garment, which leads consumers to believe that these are pants or a product that have been designed or made with materials sourced in these countries. And yet when we open up the pants and go inside, we see the actual made in Vietnam label of these pants. I understand the made overseas movement is a pretty tough movement to get away from, especially when it comes to making garments. But if I'm going to be buying a product from Vietnam, I at least want it to be very durable like some of the other competition on the market. Anyways, I know this review is probably not what most people wanted to hear, especially if you are an owner of these pants. Perhaps your experiences differ than mine. Maybe I got a couple of bad pairs of pants. But I also know that money is not something that grows on trees, and at $230, you expect some pretty awesome things in longevity out of pants. When you're buying hunting pants, or just any pants for outdoor recreation for that matter, really look at the materials in these pants and ask yourself what they are. There's a lot of cotton in these pants, and anybody that knows anything about outdoor gear has heard the saying, cotton kills. We try to get around this by applying waxes or oils to cotton, but in turn, we lose a lot of the breathability of these materials. Just for a laugh, I actually went through the rest of my wardrobe and I found a pair of khaki semi-dress pants that had the exact same composition of materials as these pants. So it really goes to show that you need to look very closely at the materials. Anyways, sorry for the brutally honest review, but I feel like all of you are owed it.